Okay, welcome back to another Outlook video. Yesterday I was so busy I genuinely had zero time to post anything. No short form, long form, backtesting, recap, nothing. I didn't even take a trade last night, so there was no recap, but regardless, I just couldn't have posted anything. But without further ado, let's get into it. Moving into Euro USD, as you can see, we did sort of call this move. Swept out these highs. We did get closure above, but as I said, I was just looking for retracement back into the downside here. Pretty obvious that that was going to happen. Regardless, obviously you can see we took these highs. I'm just hoping to see we can maybe tap into this, but on the lower time frames, what I was looking for is a tap into this 4 hour. You can go back, check. I wanted to tap into this 4 hour, especially after sweeping those previous day lows on Asia. As you can see here, lower time frame will show it a little bit better. As you can see, we swept here, and then where are we? 4 hour. Tapped into this 4 hour demand zone, gave a nice reaction. I didn't take a trade off of it at all, but then we ended up creating equal lows here with the previous New York session, as you can see. These previous lows are now giving a little bit of conviction for me to potentially take some shorts. Where from? Still waiting for a zone, obviously. Taking a trade from off of a zone like this, that's a lot of retracement, especially since we did get those rate cuts, meaning that the US dollar is going to start slacking compared to the euro, Great British Pound, etc., meaning I should be looking long. However, it is a bit of a difficult, tough time in the market at the moment. We did get that retracement we wanted, obviously, but now we do need some of that more upside. But before upside turning, I do want to see a bigger grab of liquidity, because as you can see here, just depending on what the market structure does, you can see we have our swing low. This is on the daily, so very high time frame. Swing high, which we ended up just taking. Swing low again. Swing high, moving this up here, and moving our swing low down to wherever price decides to come. That is why I'm looking short, just based off of the clear, obvious market structure. We have swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, obviously looking for that swing low to be created. How big of a move? Might it be something like this? 3 or 4 days in a row of bearish action? I don't know, but I am looking for a deeper bit of retracement on the euro to the US dollar. So obviously probably going to end up looking into next week. Going into the 30-minute, there's not much else. All we're looking at is these zones up here. So potentially might take shorts up here, depending on whether we leave enough liquidity, because obviously we can't just run straight through, tap it, and expect drawdown. Sorry, not drawdown, downward movement. We obviously need price to come up, leave some inducement for us to grab liquidity, grab it, tap into this zone, come down searching for these equal lows, as well as making that clean market structure on the daily, giving us our next swing low before eventually continuing higher. Regardless, moving into the next one, we'll go into UJ. Obviously UJ on the 4 hour, it's played out pretty much exactly how I said. We had this zone, this little range here. Wanted it to drop below the box before continuing higher. Obviously news exaggerated that a little bit with this huge wick, but as you can see, we tapped below this range, collected all the liquidity we needed. Now we're moving back up. It's plain and simple, really. It's collect liquidity, move, etc., etc. So I'm potentially looking for longs off of this here. Now in towards the top of the box range, I guess, whatever you really want to call it. 30-minute might show it clearer, yeah, as per usual. So we could be looking for longs here, depending. Last night's New York session was actually pretty huge, so depending on whether we can move down, once again, as we're looking on Euro USD, just in the opposite bias, we're looking for longs here. So all we really want is to come down, create some sort of liquidity or inducement, who knows, maybe around here before our zone, before coming to sweep, tapping us in and going for longs. However, on the higher time frames, as you can see, it's really ranging. I like to say it's fairly easy trading when it's in a clear range like this, because you can easily see where the liquidity is. Which on that note, although this is only in the, if we grab the box here, zoom out, let's just do it from, we could do it from this high down towards this here. As you can see, we did just tap into the discount zone, or the premium, sorry, which means we're likely going to get a sell-off, especially at these highs. You can see these highs failed to break here, as well as plenty of other highs failed to break here. So we're just going to have to see, if we can break these highs, then we can look long in towards the top liquidity of the box, or range, whatever you want to call it. It's just building narrative. Regardless, going into GU, we ended up reacting off of this daily demand, 4-hour demand, and coming back down. We also have switched bearish here, because we have now broken these lows on the 4-hour time frame. So what I'm looking for here, same as EU, I'm looking for shorts down into the downside, because obviously we need retracement before eventually continuing higher. As you can see here, there's liquidity to be grabbed, and at some point or another I am really wanting us to grab these NFP lows. I've been waiting for this for a really long time. Well, as you can see here, the equal lows from NFP news, there is a lot of liquidity and a lot of orders sitting here, which means I am really looking for price to reach this area. On the daily as well, you can see we are about to break these fractal lows on the daily, which means you're more than welcome to start looking short. I am looking short as well, hopefully grab further retracement. I was looking for shorts here yesterday, but I just wasn't at my laptop. I couldn't really do anything. But from what I saw on my phone, looking at TradingView for here and there, I did want to see price come down, especially after breaking these lows. I wanted it to come up, tap into this zone here. The only reason why I didn't like it too much is because it was the candle before major news, FOMC. So obviously there is a bit of liquidity, but FOMC pretty much got rid of all orders. It manipulated and then dumped straight to the downside. So I was wanting to look for shorts, but I didn't know how much I liked this zone. As you can see, obviously I should have liked it a lot more. Came up, tapped the zone, ended up retracing down further. So all I'm looking for now is a little bit more retracement, generate liquidity, tap us into shorts to hopefully gain that. A little bit of short momentum before we start looking long again. That goes for the euro as well. I'm looking for more downside movement, hopefully create that market structure on the higher time frames like the daily, to create our daily fractal low before continuing higher and taking out our new daily fractal high. Especially due to the fact that the news was a huge rate cut. Well, not huge, but it was 25 bits per... I can't think of the word. It's left me. Regardless, going into gold. Gold did the exact same with FOMC, manipulated everybody, and then ended up shorting. I think all that is because everyone was anticipating this huge rate cut that Trump was talking about. It was overvalued by that point. There was not many people buying. As you can see here, it manipulated all of those buyers, swept a lot of orders out here, and went to the downside. All I think that was an overvaluation of people expecting the rate cut to be so huge that they were already buying up the pairs that go against the US dollar, due to the fact that they think the US dollar would go so weak due to these rate cuts that it was overvalued anyway. There was no need for it to go higher. Everyone was anticipating this huge rate cut, but we ended up going up and we were overvalued within the weeks coming towards it. You can see it's so clear. This is why it was so bullish. Everyone was anticipating this huge rate cut. Look at this. Huge rate cut, huge rate cut, huge rate cut. The rate cut came, manipulated, and went to the downside. Everyone overvalued this, like how insane this rate cut was going to be. But regardless, even for gold, I am looking for maybe a little bit more downside movement, hopefully take out these orders, this liquidity here, before eventually continuing higher. So I am looking for shorts. Let's see, 4 hour here. We'll stay on the hourly. I am looking for shorts, hopefully down into this sort of area. I did, I was saying to you guys that I was looking for longs off of, which zone was it? It was this 30-minute zone here because it lined up with the hourly, 2 hour, 4 hour. But as you can see, price ran through. It was in the Asia session anyways. It was not within my rules of being able to take it. So even if I did take this trade, say off of this, This zone here, I most likely would have been stopped out. Yeah, I might have put my stops below these protected lows of London session back here, but regardless, it went in the same direction of my bias. It doesn't matter. Last night, however, I was looking at these shorts here. Well, actually, I wasn't looking at these shorts. One of my really close friends who did get me into trading recommended these shorts. He pointed them out, and it was really nice on the 5 minute. As you guys know, I do like higher time frame confirmation before taking a trade, and I really didn't see much. Like the 15 minute wasn't providing anything. It was really only on the 5 minute. I used to primarily trade the 5 minute without looking, not necessarily without looking into the higher time frames, but I wouldn't consider them as much. And my win rate was, it wasn't great, but I was catching insane RRs like this. Like my friend caught a huge RR trade here because he ended up taking these shorts here. And as you can see, he had stops. I think he had them above London highs. And regardless, he ended up targeting London lows. So he caught a 1 to 20 RR last night. I unfortunately did not catch this trade because I just like a bit more high time frame conviction. And because the 15 minute wasn't really providing anything, neither was the 30 minute. I do really prefer taking it off of the 30 minute. In my eyes, this 30 minute was invalidated. Although the refined zone did not get tapped by this liquidity here, the non-refined zone, as you can see down on this bottom candle's wick, did get tapped. So I wasn't really happy taking this trade. Although in the past I was a 5 minute warrior. I was taking not every 5 minute zone, but when I thought the market aligned. So this, honestly, I would have taken in the past. But now, as I've like gotten a little bit more market experience, I do like taking the 15 minute. I'm trying to put this into words without sounding like I don't understand what's going on. But when trading the 5 minute, a lot of people take it as if you're dropping from the hourly to the 30 to the 15 to the 5 to take a trade. Yes, that is true, and what I do now, that is how I trade now. But in the past, I would genuinely analyze the market off of the 5 minute. Yes, I'd have my high time frame draws, for sure, without a doubt. I would never go in without having a high time frame draw. So, for example, this liquidity here now. This is the high time frame draw that I've got out. I'm looking for shorts down towards here, wanting gold to collect more liquidity before hopefully pushing up pushing up further, because obviously gold is going to keep pushing up. I do feel it is overvalued at the moment. Gold should not be at all-time highs, especially I feel like shorts have to come in. We need to collect more liquidity, so it just makes more sense for us to go higher and higher, and for it to be overvalued time and time again. We need to collect this liquidity and move to the upside. But regardless, I would look at the 5 minute, I'd have a high time frame draw, then I just hop into the 5 minute. I'd wonder why my win rate was so low, but I would catch some pretty freakish trade like this last night. My friend caught this trade. That is a freakish trade. That is a top, it's not a wick entry, but it is. Like the 15 minute wicked reversed. On the 5 minute, this is a really clean zone because obviously it follows all of the rules. Got the zone here, couldn't actually take out this. We swept these highs back here. As you can see, pre-market highs got swept, no closure above. Created our zone, came down, 3 candles, break of structure, even broke below this here. Order build up, fake out, broke structure after the fake out, left liquidity for price to grab, tapped him in, delivered to the downside. It's simple as fuck, really. But yeah, I ended up missing this trade. But regardless, with the outlook, I am bearish. I want to see shorts on gold, but it is Friday today, so obviously Friday price action is never the best. I'm not a fan of trading Fridays or Mondays. But if a setup presents itself, once again, I'm not going to scare away. So I am hopefully looking for price to collect liquidity here at these lows. Same with GU, looking for shorts, maybe collect this liquidity down here, or even this liquidity. So looking for shorts here, it just has to make a huge move due to last night's New York session to even tap us into a zone we're willing to take. Same with Euro, looking for shorts or to create this high time frame fractal market structure. High, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high. We need a swing low somewhere within here. So I guess you could draw it out. Let's see. Here, we could be looking at this 50% margin. Drop into a discount, form these fractal, maybe even take out these lows, generate more liquidity, create its swing low before continuing higher and taking out this high. Into UJ as well. Obviously, we are just forming. We're just range trading at the moment. There's not much else to say. We're collecting liquidity, delivering, collecting liquidity, delivering. So obviously, I am wanting us to. I did want a cleaner close here. I want to break a structure here before looking long, or we come down into the discount zone, because this is actually it. If we zoom out, I can draw it out again. This would be a discounted zone. The magnet is not working for me right now. Sorry, discounted zone, where are you here? From swing high, work with me. It does not want to load. Here, it's in the discount. Our zone is right in the discount within this range. So I would be looking for longs if we can generate a little bit more liquidity and inducement for a fake out before tapping us in. But overall, that is my outlook for today. I try to go a little bit more in depth due to the fact that I missed yesterday. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for today. So let me know what you guys think, because I feel like I've been fairly spot on with how the market's been moving. A few stuff ups, not exact to the point, but overall, I feel like I've been pretty spot on with my predictions with how the market has been moving.